Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Sew Granny Sew. We are on day number 4 of our 12 days of Christmas, and on each day we're making a different ornament. You can use some of them as gift tags, hang some on the tree, make a set of ornaments for a gift. There's so many different ways you could use these. The one thing they all have in common is we are using up some scraps. So today's ornament is going to be a present. So we need 6 blocks. Mine are 2.5 by 2.5. You can make them any size. You can use multiple different colors on them. I am going to switch out for the purpose of showing you the top and bottom of the present, so you can see when I'm putting it together where they lie out as far as where to sew at. You will also need, on mine, I'm going to make them a little thicker, more firm. That way they don't bend as easy when you're stuffing them. So I am just using an 808 craft fuse, and I just picked mine up at Walmart. You get quite a bit in a bag, and it wasn't that much. So I cut 6 of those at 2.25 by 2.25. I also have a piece of ribbon to put a bow on my present when I'm done, and that is just 24 inches. You might not need that much. And of course your scissors. And by putting all of our fusing onto the back side of our blocks. So I have my iron nice and hot. We're just going to flip these upside down. And on your fusing, you're going to have a shiny side and a dull side. And the dull side you can feel it's more like fabric filling. So the shiny side is the glue, and you want to put that in the middle of your block. So you got a little extra all the way around. And we're just going to press that on. And it doesn't take long, usually about 2 to 10 seconds or so. And we're just going to go through and we're going to do that to all 6 of them. This is a really good way to use up your scrap fusing as well. It wouldn't have to be 808 fusing. You could use whatever you have on hand, just something to give it a little more strength to your fabric. So when, like I said, when you stuff it, you don't want it to go out of shape or whatever. So when we lay out our block, it will be the sides and then your top and your bottom. So we're going to start with sewing together the top on the first square and the bottom on the first square. So all you're going to do is you're going to, mine's a taut fabric that I'm using, but if you're using a certain directional fabric or something, you'll want to make sure you get that lined up. But we're just going to put those squares together, line them up to the edge, and I'm going to put a pin in there to show which side I need to sew. And we're going to get that done. We'll iron that open, and then we'll come back and we'll attach this one to that block. So I'm going to go ahead and get that attached, and I will meet you back here. I just up here a little bit. And when we open this up, I am just going to kind of walk it through because I'm going to press all these seams open. Okay. So now we're ready to put the other, I haven't found the right name for this color yet. It's kind of a goldish tan color. Okay, and then we'll pin that one into place. And I'll get that one sewn up and I'll meet you back here. Okay, and we'll get this one ironed open. Okay, so now we got that first one on. we're going to go ahead and start adding these to each side. Now when we attach these, we're only going to sew up from one seam to the other, and we're going to leave that last 1/4 inch unsewn. So I'll go ahead and get the first one on, and I'll meet you back here. I'll bring this over here. So when we iron this one open, we're going to go ahead and flip it this way to iron it. And then we'll get it ironed open here. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and put the next one on to this end. Then we'll get this one ironed open, and we'll come back and we'll attach this last one onto this end. So I'll get those two done and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so now that we have all the pieces together, fully together, but we got them all attached. So now we're going to go ahead and pull these up. This is your top and bottom, but we're going to put it inside out to do that, if that makes sense. So that is why we left that there, because we're going to line that up and we're going to sew that onto that edge, flip it around and do the same to the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this up. And once again, you want to make sure that you're only sewing to that seam. You don't want to sew into that. You only want to sew up to there on the edge. So right to there, and then you're going to stop because as you go around, then you're going to attach it to the next part. So we're just going to line up this end here, put a pin in that, and I'm going to make sure we got a nice crisp corner on that, and line up that seam, and put a pin in that. And then once we get this one sewn, we'll flip it around and we'll do the same with this side. So I'll go ahead and get that done and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to come together now. We got the first two sides on. We're no longer going to worry about ironing at this point. They're all folded to the inside. So now we're just going to lift up that edge there where the seam was, put that onto that, line up that edges and pin that into place. And we'll just keep working our way around. And then we'll do the same with this one here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get those two sewn. Okay, so we are on to our last side. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach these two edges here where the gold is at, top and bottom, but I'm not going to attach this side here. So we'll go ahead and we'll get these lined up and we'll sew them just like we have been. And then when we get to that part, then we'll stop and I'll bring you back here and we'll put the stuffing in before we sew up that last one. And we'll do that one probably by hand. Okay, now that we have it all sewn up except for that one seam, once I find which one it was right here, we're going to go ahead and bring that back through that hole that we have left. And you're just going to have to slowly work your way through because it's a little bit stiffer with that fusing on there. Okay, and then just go ahead and push all them seams out. Then the rest kind of fall into place. So it looks kind of like a dice at this point. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to take some scrap batting I have, which is just polyester batting. I'm going to go ahead and stuff that in. So I'm just going to take little pieces at a time. The more you shred it, if you're using batting, and well, even polyfill, if you shred it up a bit more, the fluffier it is. So I would say that's probably good. So then we're just going to tuck those ends under, join them together, and we will just slip stitch those closed. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and get it started here and pin it. So it stays, and we'll just pin it roughly in there until we can get it worked out as we start sewing. My needle and thread ready, and we'll go ahead and start at this end and work our way down, and we can line it up better as we go. Once we get that done, then we'll go ahead and put our ribbon on it and see what it looks like at that point. Put our needle and thread in there, and we're just going to go right at the very edge of the fabric. And then we're going to go back and forth right inside the edge of that fabric, and then pull it out. And you're just going to go back and forth all the way down that seam, so your seam is actually hidden, so you don't see it. Okay, so now that we have that done and it's tied off, we're going to go ahead and make sure we got it shaped well. Then we're going to stick our needle back in, and we're going to find the center of that. Pull our needle up through there. You don't want to pull it too tight that it does that. Then you're going to find the center of your ribbon. And we're just going to feed our needle through the middle of it. And take a couple of stitches to attach that ribbon on there. And once you get that knotted in, we'll go ahead and clip that off. And the hand sewing is done, so it's not too terribly bad. Then we're just going to bring it over this way, just like wrapping a gift. Put it that way. And tie your little bow on it. Once you get it to where you want it, then we'll go ahead and just pull those out the same so we get them about the same size. And trim those down. Got that one a little bit shorter. So there's our present. If you want, you can hang it from this side. You can hang it from any side because you got a ribbon on every side. So you just go ahead and hang it on your tree. You'll have to let me know what you think about that one. Super quick and easy. Good way to use up your scraps. As always, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we'd love to have you here at Sew Granny Sew. Thanks all. Have a good day. Bye.